Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating story, the absolutely inspiring life of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam. We're going to trace an incredible journey. Picture this, a young boy selling newspapers in the freezing cold mornings, who eventually becomes the 11th president of India. A scientist, a leader, and, honestly, a man whose brilliance was only matched by his profound simplicity.
He once said, "Dream is not that which you see while sleeping. It is something that does not let you sleep." Now, I want you to really hold on to that thought as we go through this. This isn't just some nice motivational saying. It's literally the absolute core of Dr. Kalam's relentless, sleepless pursuit of his goals. It is the defining theme of his entire life.
Section 1.
Dreams of a Paper Boy.
So, born in 1931 into a poor family in Ramaswaram, young Kalam had to wake up way before sunrise just to sell newspapers and earn a few coins. At home, his reality meant studying late into the night under a dim, smoky kerosene lantern, simply because they couldn't afford electricity. But, his mind was totally boundless. Looking up, his hunger for knowledge and that deep fascination with the stars burned so much brighter than that little lantern.
These early experiences deeply shaped who he'd become. In school, he faced a really painful moment of religious discrimination. A teacher actually forced him to sit at the back of the class just because he was Muslim. But a Hindu priest, the father of his best friend, fiercely defended him, proving right then and there that education and kindness transcend religion. Soon after, another teacher, Siva Subramania Iyer, took Kalam down to the seashore to explain exactly how birds fly. And wow, that single powerful lesson by the water, it sparked a lifelong determination in him to study aeronautics.
Section 2. Struggles and Skyward Ambitions.
Getting into the prestigious Madras Institute of Technology, or MIT, wasn't cheap. In fact, his sister Zora actually sold her own jewelry to pay for his admission, calling it an investment in his future rather than a sacrifice. He honored that with everything he had, driven by his mother's core philosophy, if you want something, work for it. God helps those who help themselves. When a skeptical professor gave him a literally impossible deadline to design an aircraft model, threatening to fail him if he didn't deliver, Kalam skipped meals and just gave up sleep entirely. He worked day and night, got it done, and totally amazed his professor.
But, life loves to test us, right? After MIT, his ultimate childhood dream was so close, becoming a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force. He took the grueling test. Out of 25 candidates, only 8 were selected. Kalam ranked 9th, just one single spot short. It was a crushing heartbreak. For him, the dream of flying in the sky seemed gone forever.
But the crucial thing is how you respond to that kind of failure. In that really dark moment, his father gave him these incredible words of resilience. When one door closes, another opens. If you don't get what you want, it means something better is waiting for you. So Kalam wiped his tears and made a massive pivot. If he couldn't fly the planes, he was going to build them. He took a job at the Defense Research and Development Organization, also known as DRDO.
Section 3. Rise of the Missile Man. Okay, fast forward to 1969. His absolute brilliance caught the eye of Vikram Sarabhai, the father of India's space program, who brought him over to ISRO to lead the launch of India's first satellite launch vehicle, SLV-3. After that massive success, he was called back to DRDO in 1982 to head up the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. This was at a time when foreign nations flat out refused to sell advanced tech to India. So what does Kalam do? He works 18-hour days and develops 5 powerful missiles from scratch: Prithvi, Agni, Trishul, Akash, and Nag. He basically told his team, hey, we don't need to depend on anyone else. We're going to build this ourselves. But, as we know, progress isn't a straight line. The highly anticipated first test of the Agni missile ended in a technical failure. The media ruthlessly criticized him, and people were actually demanding the program be shut down. But Kalam, he stood like a shield in front of his team, telling them that failure is just the very first step to success. They went back to work, fixed the bugs, and on May 22, 1989, achieved a triumphant, successful launch that absolutely shocked the world.
Now, get this. This is a truly surprising fact that shows just how deep his dedication went. During this intense period, his family arranged an engagement for him, but Kalam was so hyper-focused on building these systems for his country that he literally skipped his own engagement ceremony? No way, right? He eventually decided just to never marry. He even turned down an offer from NASA for the highest salary ever offered to an Indian scientist, choosing instead to sleep in his office chair out of pure, unadulterated love for his work and his nation.
Tracing his milestones, you can really track his monumental rise. The 1980 SLV-3 launch, the 1989 Agni success, and then, in 1998, he operated in total secrecy under Prime Minister Vajpayee to lead the Pokhran 2 nuclear tests. Completely evading satellite surveillance, they successfully tested 5 nuclear bombs, making India a recognized nuclear power and turning Kalam into an absolute national hero. All of this laid the groundwork for the year 2002.
Section 4. The People's President.
In a super rare move, this non-political scientist, the exact same guy who used to run shivering through the streets selling newspapers, was unexpectedly and overwhelmingly selected to become the 11th president of India. But what makes this chapter so special is what he actually did with that power. He wasn't into the luxury or the politics of the office at all. Instead, he spent his presidency traveling constantly, visiting schools and colleges. He became a true leader of the youth, telling millions of kids to have the courage to think differently and conquer the impossible. He wanted every single child to know their dreams were totally valid.
He formalized this challenge in his famous 2003 speech, laying out 3 visions for India. First up, freedom, meaning India must never allow another country to dominate it. Second, development, challenging the nation to level up from a developing country into an economically and technologically advanced global leader. And third, strength, which he fiercely believed could only happen if everyone worked hard together as one.
Section 5. A legacy of inspiration. His vision didn't just transform a single nation, it commanded the respect of the entire globe, earning him over 40 honorary doctorates. He received the absolute highest civilian honors in his home country, including the prestigious Bharat Ratna in 1997, but his impact crossed all borders. He earned the King Charles II Medal in the UK, plus both the Hoover Medal and the Von Braun Award in the US. The world saw a man who used science not to conquer, but for the true betterment of humanity. And here's a highly unique tribute for you. When Dr. Kalam visited Switzerland on May 26, 2005, the Swiss government was so deeply moved by his knowledge and his incredible warmth that they officially declared May 26th as their National Science Day in his honor. It's just a beautiful reminder of his massive global influence.
Even after his presidency, he never stopped teaching. On July 27, 2015, standing right in front of students at IIM Shillong, he spoke his final words. "Creating a livable planet for humans is my mission." And then, literally moments later, doing exactly what he loved most in the world, sharing knowledge with the youth, he collapsed and passed away.
But wow, do his teachings live on brilliantly, especially in his books like Wings of Fire. As we summarize this incredible explainer, his core life lessons are crystal clear. Believe in yourself, dream big, and work hard. Never stop learning, because knowledge is absolutely your greatest weapon. Stay humble, because success means nothing without kindness. And always, always help others. He proved that no matter where you start, a fiercely dedicated and humble heart can quite literally reach the stars. So, as we wrap up this journey from a freezing paperboy to the president of a nation, I want to leave you with a question inspired by Dr. Kalam himself. What impossible dream will you work hard to conquer today? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and remember, don't let your dreams just be something you see in your sleep. Make them the reason you wake up.